Yes, they are, yeah, you can see they are 13 and 10, but they started a YouTube channel, then they were 4 and 3 and 5, I believe. It's called JJ Fun Time. Am I right? And
Yes.
believe me, I have been going through this channel, every content. It is so engaging. They talk about science and fun activities, but that's not why they are here. They are here because they have recently been on a mission of traveling 50 days, 120 engagements, meeting 6,000 people, impacting more than 90,000 people, giving autographs non-stop. Hello and welcome. Welcome to Say Something with Mads, the only youth channel who gives opportunity for anybody who has something to say, some passion to share on this channel. And today we have not one but two guests. Today is my privilege to welcome Jivika and Jainam onto my channel. They are the brother sister duo. First, let us welcome, then we will know what kind of work they do. Yes, Jivika and Janam, welcome to my channel. How are you feeling today?
We are feeling
I'm
great.
great. How about you?
We am feeling fantastic. I'm getting that energy from you right now. How old are you now? Janam?
I'm 13.
And
Okay,
I'm 10.
right. So, to tell you a little bit about them, more about them, I will share in the description. Yes, they are, yeah, you can see they are 13 and 10, but they started a YouTube channel, then they were 4 and 3 and 5, I believe. It's called JJ Fun Time. Am I right? And
Yes.
believe me, I have been going through this channel, every content. It is so engaging. They talk about science and fun activities, but that's not why they are here. They are here because they have recently been on a mission of traveling 50 days, 120 engagements, meeting 6,000 people, impacting more than 90,000 people, giving autographs nonstop. But most of all, why they're here is to hear their story. Why? What is their why? What is their purpose behind taking this journey at such a young age? Let's start from the beginning. Jivika Jainam, you have just come back. In 2023, you have done this feat, right? 50 days.
No, it was 2024.
This year,
This
July and
year, yeah, 2024, yeah. Tell me, on the hindsight, when you look back, जब ये हो गया, आप इतने दिन travel करके आए, इतना कुछ करके आए, what is the first thought that has come to your mind after coming back?
So the first thought that came back to us was we traveled more than 6,000 kilometers, signed more than 9,000 autographs, reached more than 50,000 people. So now we've done so much, we've impacted so many lives. So now what's next? That's the
Yeah,
first thought that came up to our mind.
absolutely. Um, Jivika, tell me, if you have to do this again, maybe sometime in future you will do it again. What would you do it differently? What would you not do? And what would you do again or do it differently?
so of course we will do it again because we liked sharing our knowledge and we loved to doing it. So one thing that we will do is that this time when we'll go for a longer time and share for more longer days.
Oh, wow. So maybe 100 days. What say?
No,
Too long.
maybe yes.
Yeah. And what is that you think that we could have improved upon? Maybe the scheduling, maybe the meeting people. Was it intentional that आप सिर्फ महाराष्ट्र में ही करोगे? Is it that you want to do it pan India now?
So actually, our goal was we wanted to do it all over India,
Hmm.
but because हमें महाराष्ट्र में ज़्यादा more booking आ रहे थे, like
Okay.
we had started in Pune, so
Hmm.
then after that हमें we were getting more bookings in Maharashtra, so that's
Hmm.
why we had to stay in Maharashtra.
Hmm. So it's
And
about
one more,
yes, yes.
yes, you were saying something. You can
Is
continue.
it from the Jain community? How did it all start? Just let me know about how people reached you and what was it that you told them that we are going to do. How did people reach you?
So, if I would answer this, first of all, when we went to India, we had no plans. Nothing at all. We just went there with a dream. And when we went there, we had done a few events and before, so we had gotten few requests from them. So
Okay.
they had contacted us that you're coming to India, so let's plan an event. So
Okay.
on the first day, we had one event. So second day,
Oh.
when the first day ended, we had no idea if there was gonna be an event tomorrow or if it is just gonna be a plain day. So on the
Mm.
second day, when we woke up, we had found out that we have two events in the
Oh.
day. One, but two. So we got excited and we started preparing for those. And on the third day, we had none. And also on the fourth day, we had none. We
Mm.
prepared for what we would share, the knowledge that we'll share ahead. And we decided to prepare for that. So when we did that, that's when we understood that the bookings will come in slowly, but as we go forward and travel more cities and do more events, we'll automatically get the rush of events. Because after we did those two events, as soon as people got to know, we got more events from there as well.
Now, a typical day जैसे आप इवेंट कर रहे हो तो उसका फॉर्मेट क्या होता है? आप किस चीज से स्टार्ट करते हो और किस बारे में बात करते हो?
So हमारे around three topics हो right when we did the 50-day mission we had around three topics but now हमने expand किया है. We cover a variety of 10 topics
Okay,
during
which
this
are they?
during the 50-day mission. We did the science experiments where we
Okay.
started off with just talking and then getting to know the audience. And then we started doing the science experiments and telling them that
Hmm.
science does not just have to be hard, it can be easy and also fun at the same time.
Hmm.
So, 10 topics that we cover now are one, dreams to reality. So,
Okay.
50-day mission was our dream. We turned it into reality. So, now we help others turn any of their dream into a reality. We guide them with multiple steps. Then, second topic, we teach about how to balance school and ambition, and how the power of public speaking, the power of networking, resilience, how I turned my hobby into career, how she started her business at 9,
Hmm.
and like the a few more topics.
Honestly, tell me what are the things which you got? Like, do you plan sitting at home or everything? What's your mom's contribution? And please share your mom's name because this is important. This is how parents should know what are they doing. Yeah.
So my mom's name is Mamta Jain and my father's name is Jain. So Papa from college days has always been into social activities. He had a blood donation drive which had more than 300,000 people,
Oh.
and he was instrumental in helping saving more than 10,000 lives.
Mm.
So he also was in People for Animals Pune PFA.
Mm.
So he saved more than 1 lakh animals' lives
Mm.
via that platform as well.
Mm.
And my mother always taught us the power of seva even from home. Even if you're
Mm.
not connecting people with other people, you can always help someone yourself. Like
Mm.
on a special occasion, repack tiffins and distribute gifts
Mm.
on various different occasions.
Wow. So, जीविका, the question to you now कि आप जो पेरेंट्स आप मिलते हो बहुत सारे पेरेंट्स आपसे कुछ पूछते होंगे व्हाट डू हाउ शुड वी डू दिस हमारे बच्चों को हम कैसे ये मोटिवेट करें कि वो ये काम कर सके कोई अपना पैशन इतने यंग एज में पीपल डोंट गेट टू देयर पैशन इवन वी आर स्ट्रगलिंग टू गेट टू आवर पैशन एट दिस एज सो एक अगर आपको पेरेंट्स को कुछ बोलना हो as the people who are listening, if you have to give some tips to parents, what are the things they should be doing to their children? What are the things they should be saying to their children, rather?
The one thing I'll say, believe in your children, believe in their dreams, and let them dream big, and always trust them, and always have their back.
Right. Even if they fail, it's okay to try, right? Whatever
Because
it
if
is.
we will not fail, then we will never succeed.
Tell me, Janam, same question to you, but why I want to delve deep into this is people are only worried about marks. It has not changed. Last 50 years से बच्चे सिर्फ मार्क्स के पीछे भाग रहे हैं. So ये किसकी गलती है? ये पेरेंट्स नहीं, पेरेंटिंग में इशू है. आप इतने सारे लोगों से मिलते हो. आर द यंग पीपल रेडी टू डू समथिंग, रेडी टू चेंज? और वो सुन के फिर हाँ, फिर अपना पढ़ाई में चले जाते हैं और सारा मोटिवेशन खत्म हो जाता है. सो व्हाट इज
So,
हैपनिंग?
yes, so what we see, आजकल की न्यू जनरेशन दोनों चीजों में वेरी फोकस्ड थे. देर इनटू द हॉबीज एज वेल, whether it's different hobbies from even online something or all the way to something physical, and they're also into marks or growing in the academic section. We see that it's not only a parenting way of point that it's only marks that is the thing. We see that it's a help of both the parents and also the children who want to achieve something, and they see that to achieve that dream we need to get to a level of education. So we have seen that and we understand that, and it is important to reach a level of education, and it is important to continue learning. So one message, like Jivika, is that let the students, let the people, let the kids make the mistakes, and let them understand themselves that they made these mistakes and how they could correct it. So I remember that when I was 6, my father took me to my very first business meeting. So there he told me, Jivika was also there with me. So Papa told me that you have to make one suggestion or ask one question. And Jivika, that you have to make a meeting, minutes of meeting of the whole meeting. So we divided it within each other, and she took the notes on the meeting, and I used to ask questions and I used to make a suggestion. But if any suggestion went wrong, he would not tell me during the meeting. He would tell me afterwards, after the meeting's over, that this could have been corrected. And yes, this is correct in this way, but this could have been another option.
Wow.
So he will never tells me that this is wrong. He tells me this could have been an option. Along with that, this is also an option. So
Wow.
what we see is a lot of times what parents do is they tell their kids that this is wrong. But what we've seen is when we say this is wrong, they automatically lose their self-esteem and they start going low, that I am not able to understand this, I can't do it. But if you say this is incorrect, but you could have solved this way as well, I see there is a problem in the reasoning or the way you're working it out, so that they can improve on themselves.
Big corporate lessons from these two young guys everywhere. We are not going to publicly correct anybody. If you have to correct, do it one on one. Don't make them lose their confidence in a public platform, right? This is what is one takeaway. Right. I want to ask you about another question, Jivika, कि जो आजकल बहुत ज़्यादा, trust me, when I work with teens, I know that it's very difficult to pull them away from mobiles and Instagram. How much time do you people give to these? Because you have work to be done, you have plannings to be done, like you have to schedule something, so many things. People don't realize they have so much at stake. Exams है, बाकी कुछ अच्छा चीज, content, mindless content देखना या games खेलना. How do you think this is impacting people? What do you have to say to people, to the young people who are listening?
So we both, our work, our school is also on screen. But one thing I'd say, we cannot stop them from using the phone, because this is what will be next. This is what will be most used
Yeah, and
next.
it's not bad either. Yeah, there are so many things we learn every day. But yeah, mindless scrolling. Yeah, what do you have to say?
But instead of what parents can do, instead of letting the kids just scroll on Instagram and watch reels, you can tell them to do something that is useful on the screen that will also help them learn.
Right. You are
That
very
will also
practically, yeah, that's practical. It is not possible कि आप फोन दे ही ना. But क्या सीखा आपने? आज कुछ एक नया क्या सीखा आपने? If that one thing we can ask them, right? That could be one of the things. I want to ask you this. You are very young to ask this question, but I think it is very important because आप लोग बहुत टाइट स्केड्यूल में काम करते हो, बहुत सारे इवेंट्स करते हो, बहुत सारे इंटरव्यूज देते हो. हाउ डू यू टेक केयर ऑफ योर स्ट्रेस? डू यू थिंक देयर इज एनीथिंग स्ट्रेसफुल इन योर लाइफ? व्हाट यू थिंक अबाउट मेंटल वेलबींग? आजकल इतनी सारी बातें हो रही है. सो हाउ डू यू what do you do for recreation? What do you do for fun activities to get your mental balance in place?
So what we do meditation,
Oh, you do
breathing daily.
meditation?
Yes, daily.
Oh, yes.
And also what we do, we try not to focus on stressing ourselves too much, and we try to focus on being happy and being in the moment at the time.
Mm,
So what we do, we have outings with family. We watch inspirational movies. We read books together. We spend time, play games. And in a day, we spend at least half an hour to 1 hour with the family. And every bi-weekly, we spend 4 hours either an outing, a movie,
wow.
or whatever
Mm,
possible. So we plan the day things accordingly so
mm.
that we don't overwhelm or burn out ourselves, and we also don't get away from the family. We set boundaries between our work and personal life.
But with that, just not to burn and to reduce our stress, we also in between of our work we also do breaks. Just like we use the Pomodoro technique, like 25 minutes we'll work, then 5 to 10 minutes we'll have a break, and then
Mm,
after every 4 Pomodoro round we'll have a long break.
yeah,
So
true.
we
You do that?
follow this system and we do it, and we also help ourselves and reduce our stress, which we normally don't have because of this.
Right. Do you practice it regularly? Is it a serious part of your daily routine, practicing Pomodoro?
Yes, so what we do, we dedicate a few hours to the
Ah,
Pomodoro techniques, and
right.
other times we complete the task fully. So what we've seen is that Pomodoro technique doesn't have to be 25 minutes to 5 minutes. It can also be extended. The reason we do Pomodoro technique is to break down our task into multiple sections that we
Mm,
can do while having rest at the same time. So it doesn't have to be a 5 minute break. It can even be 10 minutes if you
mm,
work for 40 minutes.
mm.
So you change the timings, but along with that, you have to change the breaks accordingly.
Yes, and one thing I can pitch in here, maybe you can correct me, that when you're doing anything, any activity which is focused activity, the one thing which we have to, which I do on my mobile is I set the timer of not to touch the phone, the notifications, etc. So every 25 minutes may I have moved the notification to half an hour. No notification, no phone call, nothing will come during that half an hour when you're doing focus. Very difficult, but trying to be there. Yeah, and Pomodoro, of course, works wonderfully. So, anything which you are reading now, and I don't want to remember, I would force you to remember some names, but quickly कोई एक नाम याद आ रहा है, एक दो जो बहुत ही impactful book आपने पढ़ा है और children should read it.
One we would suggest is most probably the 4 hour work week, which not just for children but for all ages should read.
What the name
Uh,
again?
The
4 hour
4 hour
work
work
week.
week.
It
Oh,
teaches about smart work and time management.
right.
One of
Okay.
our favorite principle is the 80-20 rule.
Yes.
So 80% time equals to
Hmm.
20% effort, and 20% time equals to 80% effort.
Hmm.
And the second book will be Atomic Habits.
All right. Yes, Atomic Habits it is. Fantastic. Tell me about, again, a favorite topic. What would you do? What are your thoughts on living कि आप वर्ल्ड को सस्टेनेबल वर्ल्ड के लिए क्या क्या चीजें हम छोटी से छोटी चीजें घर पे कर सकते हैं, अपने लाइफ में चेंजेस ला सकते हैं?
So sustainability, one thing that we would suggest everyone is that try to minimize the electrical and water usage. Try
Mhm,
to use it as much needed and not way much more. So
mhm,
that is one thing that we do at our house always. If there
mhm,
is any electrical appliances that we don't use or
mhm,
don't need, we don't use it, and
mhm,
we try to prefer to one keep giving, whether it's water. So what we do
So
when
one thing, our mom and dad, since we were small, they would always tell us to give.
That's
so
the biggest
So
thing.
whenever, like, sometimes we see any cleaner or any
Yeah,
workers outside, so we
whatever we have
practically,
left.
since it's
Huh?
a habit, mom and dad used to say, go give them laban, go give them water. But
Hmm.
now when we see, we just take and we go. Mom and dad don't need to tell us.
Yeah, beautiful. I love this. In fact, when people, all those delivery guys come, with Swiggy, Zomato, I mean, here is Talabat, of course, give them something in return when they give something that can be practiced that I do. Wonderful. We have so much common. Yeah, I think I need to ask this question, but what is your plan? How do you plan your schedule? What is going online? What kind of shoot you have to do? Who decides the content? How do you do research on the science topics? What you have to do? You have been doing for quite some time now. So, what are the things? I mean, science, you have n number of topics. What you decide? When do you shoot? What are the shoot timings to go? Is it a schedule you follow?
yes, so
So,
we
so, so, so.
yes.
Yeah.
So basically, we have, whenever we are doing any science experiments, science facts,
Mm,
we always make sure that these are genuine
mm,
and these are real.
mm.
Science experiments, before we do it, we always have someone try it
Okay.
at
Okay.
that
And
same timing. And same, we also same for science fact. If that is true, we check that. And our shoots happen every 1 week,
Once a
so
week.
once a week.
Oh, that's
around once a week almost.
okay.
What we do, we prepare the content for ahead and we shoot the experiment.
Hmm.
And
And in case we're traveling for long days, then we ready for more, like our
So,
50-day mission, like
yeah, yeah.
that.
Tell me. So, is it pre-decided that every one single day of the week that will be uploaded? One experiment. Is it fixed? Any one
uh,
day?
so experiments we post around every 2 days, and science facts also every 2 days. So it's not fixed that we posted on that day only. We
Okay.
posted on a variety of different days, but
Mhm.
the timings is always same, and we post every day, daily.
Oh, that's what I was asking. Where do you post? So you shoot every once a week, but how do you post every day?
So we prepare the content and earlier we get the experiments ready. So we research. So what we do during the week, we record once a week. 3 days of the week goes into research, planning, preparing, and all of that. So
Like,
around
we
3 days,
don't use all of our time 3 days, but like
Yeah.
few
Yeah.
hours during these 3 days.
Okay, got it. Is there any mentor who is guiding you in this? Do you have someone who is guiding you all the science facts or doing what is the planning, or is it absolutely your work?
So science is absolutely our work, and majorly everything else that we do. We One of our biggest mentor has always been our dad and our mom. They've
Hmm.
always been our
two of our biggest
yes.
mentors.
Yeah.
They've always been our support. They've always been contributing whatever
Mhm.
possible from their side. And
Wow.
whenever we make a decision, we ask them and they help us, and they help us see if anything can go wrong. So they
Mhm.
help us
For
plan.
example, even though mom was in during 50-day mission, even though mom was there with us physically, dad was here in Dubai, and even though he wasn't there with us physically, he was always watching us, and he was even every day at the end of the day, he would ask us, how did the events go? What did you
Mhm.
do?
Right.
What can you improve for
Oh,
your next
wow.
event?
These
So
questions are amazing. What went well and what could have gone better? What could
what
have been done?
went well
Yeah,
and what could have improved?
amazing. I think these are the biggest life lessons. I think every parent listening and even teachers, what could you have done better instead of saying that you didn't do well, what could you have done better? Just the changing the words changes the whole thing. So I think we have asked most of the questions which I had for you. Now is the time for you to ask me a question. I give all my interviewees one chance to be the interviewer and ask me anything you want. So this is your opportunity. Go for it.
So one question that I had from the
He will
start.
ask a different question, I will ask a different question, right?
All right, bring it on.
One question that I always wanted to ask you since the time that you contacted was that why did you decide to become a teen coach?
Okay. Is it your same question? Right.
Okay, no problem, no
Okay.
problem. I'll
So
ask a different one. That's no
That,
problem.
that's okay. Let me answer this. Okay.
Okay.
The teen coach was not natural. I was not destined. I did my coaching. I did my coaching certification. At that time, I was not thinking of what will be my genre of coaching. But I love talking with young children. So I thought that more than the adults, this is the area. This is what gives me energy, joy. So let me work with them. And then that I did something on neuroscience, so I started studying mostly about how teen brains work. So that these two together made me talk to people like you, probably mostly little elder teens. I see a lot of issues with them, which probably talking might help. So yeah, that area, but mostly very selfish reason because I am very happy talking to young people. Yeah. All right. Hmm. Any more question? I think Jivika had the same question. Am I right?
Yeah.
Okay, so we'll take this one only. All right. All right. And I will be there in the audience. Thank you so much. How was the interview? I loved speaking to you guys and gave me an insight into the minds of what goes on in this two young people. So I hope you enjoyed this too.
Yes, we enjoyed it a lot, and it was wonderful meeting you.
Thank you so much.
Thank you. And do invite me to your events in Dubai if I'm there. I'm surely going to attend. With this, I come to an end of this wonderful interview, which is really inspiring and it has motivated me to follow Pomodoro technique like them. Once again, I mean, it was for the back burner. Now I'm bringing them back. We close this interview. Thank you so much for watching. And next week, we have another guest. Keep watching. Say something with Mads.